Hello, Happy New Year. Welcome back to Headlines, a video series from the Career Journal Daily with me, Jim Bully, where we look at the biggest stories from around the world involving Korean athletes, Korean coaches, and Korean teams. Now this week we're actually going to flip it around and I want to look at foreign players playing here in Korea in the KBO. I think it's quite interesting. There's a lot of foreign players playing here, a lot of new players joining the KBO next season. The signing has just finished, and it's interesting to look at whether local news in America considers those opportunities as a good thing for their favourite players. So we're going to start off, as always, by looking at the Career Journal Daily. This is just kind of your overview of the whole thing. KBO's final foreign player signed. KBO clubs completed their foreign player signing for the 2019 season on Friday as the KT Wiz filled their last open spot by re-signed American slugger Mel Rojas Jr. This is about all of the player spots are now full. There's 19 new players coming into the KBO next year, 19 new foreign players, and the other 11 players will be existing. So we're going to have a look at local news relating to some of those players. Now, it's important to note these are all very local city newspapers. All player movements in America are covered in national news, but the sort of in-depth analysis of whether it's good for the player or bad is very much in local news. And they approach this in a number of different ways. Starting off here with 13 ABC, a local news station in Toledo, Ohio. Former UT baseball player Jared Hoying named KBO All-Star. So this is going back a couple of months. Former University of Toledo baseball player Jared Hoying has enjoyed a tremendous first half playing for the Hanwha Eagles of the KBO. So this is just interesting to note that the fact that a KBO All-Star player is named makes news in Ohio. Moving on, we have the Lone Star Bull, the Texas Rangers fan blog, Carlos Asuaje to the Lotte Giants. The Rangers have officially sold the contract of infielder Carlos Asuaje to the Lotte Giants. This is just kind of talking about how it's a good thing for Asuaje's career. Moving on to Springfield, Illinois, the State Journal Register. Virginia's Eric Jokic to pitch in South Korean Pro League. And this is, I think, quite interesting because they're really interested in the cultural aspect. Eric Jokic is preparing for a new chapter in his professional baseball career. It will include some major changes, including greeting natives by saying "안녕하세요." So they're talking about the Korean aspect. And in this case, they quote the player saying, "There have been some players who've come back from Korea who I played with in AAA. Everyone said they loved it and they would have loved to stay." So he's talking about how he's going because he's heard the KBO is great fun. You and I know that's true, but it's good to see that that's also appearing in local American news. Phillies Nation, the fan blog of the Philadelphia Phillies. This article, Tommy Joseph signs with Korean baseball team LG Twins, is all about how the Phillies nation hopes that signing Tommy Joseph in Korea will jumpstart his career. They're hoping that by him coming here, he'll improve and he'll return to America as a good player. So that's a very, very positive story. And finally, this story that's been sort of making the rounds online, this was the first one that got me interested in this idea. Korean baseball, a big hit for London slugger Jamie Romack. 2 years ago, Jamie Romack was on the verge of making it back to the big leagues when he opted to jump at an opportunity to play professional baseball in Korea. Now this is from the London Free Press, the daily newspaper of London, Ontario, and this is a very positive story. It has turned out to be the career equivalent of hammering a well-thrown curveball. So they're saying that deciding to move to Korea when perhaps Romack had the chance of returning to the majors was the best choice he could have made. Obviously Romack's already been here, but same for the new players. So it's interesting to see that on the whole, the foreign players moving to the KBO are either just straight news, blah 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 is playing in the KBO, or overly positive, seen by fans and by blogs alike as positive for their careers. So that's it for Headlines this week. We'll be back next week with more stories involving Korean players, Korean coaches, and Korean teams in international news. Thank you.